We're in. Ooh, there's a whole bunch more.
Hi, I'm Clark.
Oh, he's
Probably
a Roottree.
not who you expected to be knocking, but life's funny sometimes. You've done well staying anonymous. It took us a while to track you down. A lot has happened in the last year. Far too much of it public. But there's stuff going on behind the scenes, too.
Ooh, okay.
I never wanted to be president. I'm not great with stress.
Oh, he's the new prez.
With my mother's deteriorating I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here because part of the fallout of Sam's book is that everyone's coming out of the woodwork. Now that it's public knowledge that Clancy Trust covers any Roottree despite their history with us, a lot of potential cousins have surfaced.
Ooh.
You may have seen that man on the cover of News Time. It was a disaster for us. And then Miracle went and made it all about himself. The long and short of it is, a lot of potential cousins just showed up. Sam's helping some of them.
Okay.
But she's not really going about it the right way. And she's not taking calls from anyone in the family. I let it slip through a mutual friend that I found you, and I was stopping in.
So everyone's just going to be popping up now?
It's manipulative, but I'm hoping she'll reach out to you. You can let her know I'm on her side. In the meantime, if you're willing, I can share our files with you. Pass them along to Sam if she reaches out. I'm genuinely hoping she'll realize I'm an ally. Feel free to do your own research. I've been told you enjoy things like this.
I do.
To each their own.
Oh, okay. Let's start with clues. Reminders. Okay, so that's everything we did last time. Cool. No stress. Today there was a knock on the door. Clark Rafferty LaRue, the current president of the Roottree Candy Company, explained that multiple people have come out of the woodwork. Okay. To both of you, the company I hired to help us with the Clancy Trust is busy pouring through the entire family's history, as well as people they may have had contact with. That said, the family is not particularly happy with this, and they are doing their best to slow things down. Many of them are actively avoiding our interviews. Every time there's a high-profile public case, it causes headaches. So please, I don't mind if you do your research, but I ask that you stop going to the press. Instead, we are a highly trained team of lawyers to back you up. We're ready and willing to verify anyone and everyone you believe could be realistically part of the relationship that led to the birth of a new Roottree. Just tell us who to investigate by filling in the new sections of the tree, and we'll take the time to handle verifying that the timeline checks out. But keep in mind why we're here. If someone didn't have a child or has already been disqualified by our lawyers, like in the case of the girl with the negative DNA test, there won't be a place for them on the tree. We're not just looking for affairs and infidelities, we're only looking for the ones that lead to a potential new Roottrees. Some spots in the new section will be marked with a tree icon. Those areas are reserved for members of the original family tree you filled in 8 months ago. Just like last time, be sure to use birth names for everyone you add. Married names or nicknames won't be enough. To start sorting out the infidelities, I recommend you turn your eyes to the men in positions of power. I'd love to say that's only because it would have been a lot harder for the women to hide 9 months of pregnancy and birth without the family noticing, but I can't. I'll be blunt, I'm no stranger to infidelity. I wish I could claim that I was a perfect husband, but you've seen the family tree, so why pretend? Some of us learned how to wield our family name and fortune to our benefit, consequences be damned. I can't change the past or unhurt those who I've betrayed. Instead, all I can do is be honest with myself and to you, refuse to make any more mistakes, and do my best to sort out the various messes we've left behind. So please fill in the tree, and together we can figure out how to begin to make amends. Good luck, and thank you both. Ooh. I'm finally free of the ads. I'm gonna want to play for the longest time. Oh, I'm so sorry, my dude. How are you doing today? Your muffin lady is here. Hello. We're gonna be doing some more genealogy mysteries today, which are grand because I'm really addicted to these right now. Notable events: 6 pieces. The Roottree Rift, Clark Rafferty LaRue, 5 Ps, RoottreeMania, and Animarm. Okay. Oh, there's a lot. Cool. Today is August 3rd, 1999. It has been 8 months since you helped Sam Madison with the research necessary for her book. Sam was true to her word and paid you an incredibly large sum of money. She never mentioned you by name, however, so you managed to keep a low profile. The Roottrees, on the other hand, have not. Below is a summary of notable events since the book's release, though you can refresh your memory in full detail by searching online. Will do. 6 pieces. Sam Madsen's book about Elias Roottree was released in February. It was a bestseller for a few months. At the time, Carl had not yet been replaced. The Roottree Rift. In March, the Roottree company stumbled publicly as they attempted to respond to the book's release with multiple conflicting press releases and a clear lack of leadership. Clark. Clark was announced as the permanent successor to Carl Roottree and welcomed Sam Madsen to the family officially. The company hired an outside legal group to handle the changes to the Clansid Trust. This included any other new questions of lineage. 5 Ps. After this announcement, there was a rash of different people claiming to be Roottrees, mostly dismissed as opportunists and scammers. The highest profile of these, by a wide margin, was a rapper named Felix Fellows, who changed his moniker to 5 Ps as a publicity move at the same time. 5 Ps is the only notable person on the updated tree. Okay. What are you doing good? Oh, hell yeah. Happy to hear that. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. I certainly am at the moment, which is grand. Thank you. Yeah. RoottreeMania. In another high-profile misstep, Miracle Roottree publicly and vehemently denied that 5 Ps was a Roottree. The Roottree's legal team has offered to do a DNA test to get 5 Ps to drop his claim, and in a moment that caught what seemed like the entire world by storm, the test proved he was a Roottree. Suddenly the world was obsessed with the Roottrees. Animarm and Jane Doe. In July, an anonymous woman, who the press began to refer to as Animarm, appeared in interviews with her face and voice disguised. She claimed that an affair with a Roottree led to the birth of her daughter, aka Jane Doe Roottree. If true, this would make her daughter yet another secret Roottree, and therefore entitled to a share of the Clansid Trust. Nobody knew at the time, but this would turn out to be the last chapter in the RoottreeMania saga. As more and more of Animarm's story came out, people began to notice how much it echoed 5 Ps in nearly every significant way. The court of public opinion began to turn, confirming the world's suspicions. The DNA test, orchestrated by the lawyers on both sides, proved that her daughter was not a Roottree. This final event caused public disappointment, smugness from doubters, and countless accusations of the entire ordeal being an elaborate hoax or attempt at fraud. Things got a bit ugly, and the fun of the RoottreeMania seemed to disappear overnight. Now, a month later, it feels like a distant memory. Damn, so a lot went down in this 6 months. Okay, to my notes. First, we're gonna look at the 6 pieces again. Sam Madsen's book. Roottree Rift. Clark. Rafferty. LaRue. I'll do the Clansid Trust again. We gotta do 5 Ps apparently. But he's probably also gonna have to go under his original name. Felix Fellows. Roottree Mania. Miracle was at some stuff. Okay, let me go back to this one. And then we also have the Animarm and Jane Doe. DNA false. DNA match. Okay, Cool, 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 cool. Save, save. Let's start with that then. Let's have a look at the board. Woohoo! Alright, let's start on the left. Possible infidelity 1, 1921. This person is also on the original tree. Okay. Some kissing led to another marriage? No, a child who got married, who adopted one child and had one by birth. John Doe. He split up and got with this one? Oh, no. So they had this child. And so on and so on. Okay. Infidelity 2, 1949. Oh, split up there. Infidelity. You had... I know, these kids sprouted off. Oh, possible infidelity 3. 975, 92. Had a few, my lord. First affair. Apparently got a notable one. This is second affair. They'll be married. Third affair. Fourth affair. Final affair. Hot damn. And family tree update 1998. So there's 2 people on here who possibly had a child together. So that could be one of the recent batches. Or even tests. Maybe November. Too young. Possibly. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, this person doesn't have... Some of them are missing pictures. Oh, okie dokie. So Zachariah is missing a picture. Clark is missing a picture. And Chris is missing a picture. Which probably means... there are infidelities. Do, 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 do. Possible they have a kid. Either way. Either way. Okay, to the computer. Big part. Memories! Actually, while we're playing, I need to try it. The whole shebang. Okay. First, we're going to do the 6 pieces again. Never mind. 5 pieces. Not updated in the last 8 months. Oh, that's a good hint. Okay. Oh, so this is the title. Okay. Copy. There we go. And perhaps assisted by a still relatively recent plane crash, shot to the top of the charts. Reviews were mixed, and at the time when the bestsellers list was limited to only 2 months. Most reviewers agreed that the core of the book about Samantha's father and struggles they faced was compelling, and the takedown of the hypocrisy of Elias Roottree was deserved. However, many took umbrella with the timing of the release and the tone of the book, which seemed vindictive. Fallout led to scrambling to release a statement, confusing move, reference of popular culture due to the late night sketches about indecision Titus. What am I doing? Why am I making this harder for myself? Oh, but it's called the Roottree Rift. There we go. A few months later, due to RoottreeMania, the book re-entered the charts and sold even better than the first time. Okay, so let's do that. We're gonna have Sam Madsen. Boom, we got it. released earlier this year, as well as Sam's father Edward, Roottrie, and John. It said Sam has some sections of other family secrets and rumors. Much of it didn't matter to the primary purpose of the book. Okay, let's go have a look. Oh, it's dead. Sam's book has a few different passages about her own history with the company and rumours the gossip she collected during that tenure. She ran the farm for a period starting around 1968 after the death of Elias until her daughter Gwyneth took over in 1984. Most of the relevant rumors coincide with the reign of Guy Hudson, who took over as president in 1978. Sam was very much not a fan of Guy, and according to Six Pieces, it was an open secret within the family that Guy was very much not a fan of remaining faithful to his wife Patricia. Many of their hires at this time were young, single women, and Guy often spent a lavish amount of money on private parties. Ooh, okay. Guy Hudson. Wife is Patricia. Known for private parties. Maybe not faithful. Okay. This was 20 years ago, and Sam warns that most of it is hearsay. Still, you find the following information. Okay. One of Sam's farmer supervisors was named Elizabeth. Elizabeth had a daughter who Sam never met, but who worked as one of Guy's secretaries. Okay. Elizabeth? Guy's secretary. According to Elizabeth, a caterer from the local restaurant called Antoni's met her daughter at one of Guy's parties. And they eloped quickly due to a pregnancy. Elizabeth wasn't aware that the party was for swingers. Rumor has it that her daughter showed up with Guy and didn't seem comfortable switching partners. Ooh, suspicious. Okay, let me type in restaurant caterer got with her daughter. Okay. Guy's main positive contribution to the company involved expanding to markets previously untapped by Roottree. However, when he went on trips overseas, they were often for weeks at a time, and Guy was known for spending more time and money on unofficial business than meeting with distributors and manufacturers. It is said that he bribed at least one politician to open a factory in Brazil. Ooh. Okay. Tree factory in Brazil. Okay. There is also a section where Sam speculates that Elias may have also cheated on Gwyneth. Gwyneth was also much kinder to Sam than Elias was, and was the first to invite Sam to family events. While she has no hard evidence, Sam's always got the impression that Gwyneth was able to coerce Elias into allowing Sam back into the family using some kind of leverage. Instead of it being a natural course of events, she mentioned that Elias and Gwyneth were known to loudly argue, sometimes about another woman. Sam also says her son Ernie once asked her, "Who's Beth?" because he overheard them yelling about someone with that name. Ooh, okay. Elias and Gwyneth, just so I remember which Gwen it is. Beth. As far as Sam knows, Elias once had a secretary named Elizabeth, a different Elizabeth than the supervisor from the farm, but she never met her. So we have two Elizabeth, not farm one. Okay. Okay, so far we got a lot. Okay. Let's try Sam Madsen and just see what pops up. She wouldn't be in the music monthlies, but just on an off chance. Okay, cool. Next, Roottree Rift. 3 press releases from the Roottree Candy Company. Ooh, first was fairly standard, said there was no present. The entire family was made aware of the release of the book. Okay. Second release was emailed to business newspapers 3 hours later, announced after a vote. Ron Roottree would be taking over temporarily as an interim president. Ooh. New president. Ron was an interim. How do I spell that again? Interim. Beforehand. Okay. Had to just to make sure nothing came up. Again, it was clear to business reports and as the time between the two presidents would not have been legally significant to gather a majority of the family. But it claimed that a drafting announcement was made prematurely and that Clark, Rafferty LaRue, and Roottree were taking over the company's first joint presidents. It also stated that any compensation plan would be based on stringent verification. That would be us, lads. We are the verification. Okay, just checking. It's the new president of the Roottree Corporation. This does not include Root, which is its own leadership. In early March of 1999, it was announced that Clark and Ron would be taken over for what was essentially described as a transitional period. The company released a statement thanking Ron for his work. Okay. Made to focus on advertising career, and his mother was Lauren Roottree. Few seem to touch on his complex volatile marital history. Since taking over, Clark has tried to remain out of the spotlight, but did have one notable foray in the public eye. He gained a lot of support with his first moves as a statement in favour of accepting Sam and her family into the trust. Oh, nice. Let's try that. Anything extra? 3 weeks ago, Ron's mother Gwen died in Paris, France. He and his brother Robbie seemingly make amends. Oh, what happened to Gwen? Well, she died in Paris 3 weeks after leaving Hollywood. She made no effort in the limelight, except that it was announced that she died peacefully in her sleep while being treated for a sudden severe case of pneumonia. Well, that she had apparently been in relatively good health according to her friends and family in Paris. She was 67. Okay. That's an update. Ruby. Robbie Roottree. Was released from French prison after serving a few years for assault. His embezzlement and arrest were partially pitched in 6 pieces. He has not yet returned to the United States, but when journalists reached out to him recently after the death of his mother, he had issued a blanket statement a few days ago. The death of my mother was hard on our family, my brother and I. After spending time caring for her and mourning, I have finally made amends. It was highly transformative few weeks when it came to our relationship. I'm in recovery from my addiction, and a major aspect of that is the process I wish to stay private. Fair enough. The client said trust. Children would have been covered under trust. According to the wording revealed during an internal family conflict between Ron and Robbie, it seems that those who wrote the trust, Clancy Edward Roottree at the direction of Elias, purposely deceived the rest of the family about the exact details of how it worked, in an attempt to keep Sam and his father, Edward Clancy, his own twin brother, in comparative poverty. Because of the rest of the family made money hand over fist, they had very little motivation to question that understanding. Ooh, to sure sounds. Oh, Ruby Legal Enterprises. According to Clark, however, some of the family members are still doing their best to slow the investigation by refusing to answer questions. Of course they are. Ruby Legal Enterprises is the name of the law firm that's been hired by Roottree Candy, known as Ruby Sprout. Okay, we're gonna make a new one for that. Run by Ruby Sprout. Can't find much about the company from before this year, though all of the articles tell the same tale. After a fiasco of 6 pieces they hired outside, now seems to have ties to multiple aspects of the corporation. They were recently in the news due to a high-profile lawsuit they raised against Cicely Sanchez. Oh, wrong one. She's an author, did not perform as well critically. She has written a few more books saying, including a biography of Van Gogh. Her first two are her claim to fame. Let me write these in. Come on. Control C. Control V. Control C. Control V. Okay. Content site by author, known for non-fiction, recently appeared in magazines called Picotee. This one. Commissioned to write for Guy Hudson. The magazine herself was immediately issued a cease and desist. Ooh, okay, so we got a fair few books to look up for this person now. Let's start with this copy. What does it stand for? Everything you know to be true could disappear in an instant. Has a powerful sort of man who woke up after being drowned. Backyard. How about the next one? Not quite. We can try it on this Picotee then. OT. In an issue that focused on a talking toy fish and the demonic messages it's supposed to set as the batteries ran low. Picotee had an article about a cancelled book by Cicely Sanchez. The book subject was Guy. The issue was set to contain pictures that Cicely did not have the rights to publish. Because of the pictures, the issue was pulled from store shelves. Ooh. Okay. Picotee. Basil book is possibly a gift. Okay. This was the issue of the Picotee magazine that contained an article about Cicely Sanchez. The story concerned an unreleased book she had written about Guy. It seems that they used photos of Guy that Cicely did not own. We found it as relevant pages removed, rendering this magazine useless unless you want to read about a potentially demonic fish toy. Ooh, okay, so I need to find a way to get that then. What if I just go through these first? Okay. No, okay. Root. That doesn't help at all, does it? Okay. Okay, I still need to look up this Sprat person. Excel, top of a classroom, profile, another subject. She services cross-between traditional law and a PR manager. They featured business of the company took over as keepers of the Cancer Trust. There's an article about that process that interviews both Clark and Ruby. Okay, so I've got to find that in Business Watch. Ruby actually approached the Roottree somewhat in late May after the Roottree rift. An accomplished but relatively low profile lawyer she offered to work for very little money. After looking over the trust more carefully than anyone had in years, came to the conclusion that Clancy Edward Roottree's implementation was not legally sound, and that there would be constant legal challenges without some modifications. Family decided to put her in charge of the trust, both legally and as a public face, to prevent further issues. Ooh. Her first move, as sort of a trial one, before she was even hired permanently, was to help them draft a public statement accepting Sam into the family. Oh. Tried to many financial aspects. Ooh, okay, so I need to find that. No. Nothing. What if I put his name there? Damn, okay, no. Running into a bit of a dead end there. We could try the 5 Ps, dude. Root of all evil, okay. Where is he? More posier than my action figure collection, okay. The review mentioned his real name is David. Okay. You should go by Dirty Davy. Rebrand him for a blatant marketing stunt. Oh, yep. One of the songs that album is new and the others are simply rewritten. Huh. He appeared a few months ago on the cover of News Time. Okay, get that. Holding a photo of his mother with Guy. At first, the Roottree denied it vehemently, even appeared in the same magazine a week later. Okay, let's try that then. We'll do 5 Ps and this News Time. Miracle Roottree. Oh, maybe he also. Yeah. Okay, so this is Felix. If I repeat another holding a photo as another some guy. Her mother name was Johanna, was Zach Morden's secretary when he retired, and then Guy Hudson sat in for 1 or 2 weeks. Okay, okay. Mother is Joanna. She was Zach Morden's, then Guy Hudson's secretary. His parents were divorced when he was 4. His father learned of the affair. Felix and his mother then moved to Portland. He worked with her until 16, came home from the movie rental store, which she worked for the register. The next morning, they found her dead with an overdose. Poor bugger. She had stolen all the cash from her drawer and spent it on heroin. As Phyllis went through her belongings, the only thing he remembered was a hairbrush she'd already used, some photos, and a stuffed animal from her childhood. And he found a box hidden in the back of her closet with love letters and photos related to Guy, as well as a letter from his father containing threats. He threw it all away with the exception of the one photo he appears with on the cover of News Time. The only one where they were dressed, the only one not from the affair itself. Oh lord. It's in the evidence, okay. The magazine also includes some additional history about 5P's career. Born to Riley and Joanne Fellows. Okay. Fellows. Dad is Riley. Went to Portland. Okay. The writer did some research and shoots and was able to confirm that John did work for the family in the 70s. She confirmed she did die. And that Felix went to foster care soon after. They were unable to track down his father. They also reached out to the company. At the moment, the company's blanket statement since the release of the recent book, they've overwhelming notice. Okay. So we'll look into all of that soon. That'll be that photo. Who's this? Oh, this is Miracle. That's right, he's got the tie. Pin the cover after... Oh, he's in the photo. That's weird. He vehemently denied he was a Roottree, didn't focus on details. Starts with the 6 pieces content, says that although most of the book was based in fact, left out something that wouldn't fit the agenda. He also said that Sam's daughter still earned a generous salary for overseeing the farm division of Roottree. That Sam did the same before her. Ooh. Okay. Claims that though they didn't have to, the family helped pay for the son's medical bills after voting that it was the right thing to do. By reassuring EC was one-sided, leaving out Edward Clancy's blame in the whole thing. Guards gave him a simple ultimatum: stop sinning or be disowned. Miracle said it was EC's own choice, and that Elias allowing him to earn food and shelter on the company's dime was a kindness, especially considering that he and John continued to live together. Yeah, but you're very religious, mate, so you would have been in your dad's boat. Miracle then pivots to the fallout. He recounts the delusional claims to the client's trust that the family had been subjected to. He doesn't cite any specifics, but say that every time someone comes forward, the family devolves to arguments. That's fair. He focused on 5Ps who appeared on news time before him, calls him a grifter and a delinquent, says he's using their name and products to sell filth to the masses. Of all the accusations, he says is the most dangerous because it exposes the world to hatred. He cites 5P's lyrics as violent, sexist, and ungodly, and prays the boy will repent, retract his lies, and find religion. Lastly, he turns to the future. Miracle states that those who wish to hear the true story can join him on his farewell tour this upcoming fall. The Miracle's Roottrees are planning on touring the country's church at one last time, and that at the age of 71, he is the oldest living Roottree. While he plans to continue preaching at his own church in Butler County, this is your last chance to hear the truth. Oh. This article mentioned that Miracle's son, Michael Jr., does not wish to comment and has a statement from Clark Rue. Miracle does not speak for his entire family. We're working carefully on a plan to definitively disprove any claims of infidelity in our family's past. It does not refute Michael's claim that he's the oldest living Roottree. Despite Sam Madsen being born the year before him, it was unclear if Miracle made the claim out of ignorance or spite. Okay. I can't see that. Roottree family picnic. Okay. Drawn guy also in the photo was having an affair that led to his birth. Okay. Let's get into this. So he's the only notable one. So if that's the case, this would have been Guy. Felix Fellows, which means this is... There's no Riley. Oh, I just can't spell it. Never mind. Joanna Fellows. She was a secretary. He's a musician. Yeah. Then this would have had to have been Guy. He was a president. Which president was he? It was Guy. Yeah, he was the third. Okay. And side note. Miracle's not up there, but we have his photo. Did he also do naughties? Cool. So he would have been the first. We can look up Joanna separately, can't we? Riley? No. Go Hudson! A few people existed during the company in the 70s. He had large parties, swinger parties. The factory had led some speculate that the night he died in a car accident he was drunk or impaired in some way. Ooh. Litigation. No. Okay. Let me try Miracle. Three generators has been replaced. One of the 5 pieces. Okay, that's all that says. Okay, let's look up this restaurant. Because this person was also tied to Guy. Use a more local resource. Hey! Butler County Times twice. Most recent one is closed. The owner, Rochelle Zimmer. Let me do a better shot at that one. Where did it go? This one. Okay. Many years before, there was a puff piece on Valentine's Day that was recently married residents of Butler County how they met. Christine Garland responded. I can just pop all their names in. Oh. And Steve was a chef. Steve the chef. Met years ago and she delivered produce from her mother's farm. Steve used to work extra hours just to be there during her deliveries, although they grew apart when the restaurant switched suppliers. They reconnected by chance and eloped at the end of last year. Now she has a bun in the oven and they're both working as much as they can. She's a secretary but went back to delivering produce on the weekends, trying to save money to move to Boston and open their restaurant. Okay, okay. Let's start with the boss. Control. No. Now her husband Mark, local business owners, bookmarks. When he was sued by Steve Garland. Oh, hello. Okay. And her husband Mark owns bookmarks. Also, I love that. That's definitely some smart naming right there. Steve Garland. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, let's try that one. No, bookmarks. No. We met with Christina. Second of 3 months. His cooking class is gourmet for the groovy. He's been given lessons from his home kitchen, so we can keep an eye on his son. Third was local for sued by former Butler County Red. It seems that local by the name of Mark Zimmerman was sued by Garland. The Garland saw Zimmerman in his book Kitchen Tales on television. His recipe book was partially plagiarized from the recipes that Steve Garland gave to students. Ooh. Short fiction. Apparently these were found word for word in Zimmerman's. Ooh. That's not good. Zimmerman. Oh no, just Zimmer, not Zimmerman. Okay, okay. Or do Christine Garland. if I try here? No. Safe. Try the next one, RoottreeMania. So you got retreat episodes. A few weeks. Lauren Diaries, VHS, as well as countless unauthorized biographies. Ooh. And various I'm a Secret Roottree became immediately fashionable. Okay. Poppy? No. Bugger! I thought I did well. Tried the Annie Mom. Oh, my bad. Second high profile case after Felix. Ooh. Instead of claiming herself a Roottree, however, she claimed she slept with Guy and their daughter was a Roottree. Accusation came during the height of the RoottreeMania. It became Jane Doe. Due to the parts of the story she found particularly credible, momentum from Sam's endorsement, Animom went on a media blitz. Ooh. After this backfired as more details came out, skeptical of her story. The Rootrees announced a joint press conference with Animoms and the Rootrees. Immediately after negative results were released, many of those who had often been skeptical felt vindicated. The Roottree company felt pressure to put out a second statement. Though it was scientifically proven that Jane Doe Roottree is not a Roottree, that doesn't mean her mother and Guy were not involved in an affair. She had every right to make her claim, as it had been verified that her stories about Guy were not exaggerations. Please leave their family alone. Ooh, okay. I want to just pop back a sec. So this one links... Oh, they all link down. Okay. Many people claim the high project endoclimates and public backlash, secret Rootrees. Animal's affair does not appear on your updated tree. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. What? So... I think that one. Maybe we should try and do some matching. So we've definitely got Guy doing some things. Let's see. Because we've also got this. A family tree update. We could do Tessa Roottree. No. They've got kids. November Roottree. Nah, still nothing. Chris Rafferty has something going on. Apparently not. Who's next? Stephanie! Oh, wasn't she? Am I able to look at past evidence? archive evidence. Yeah. Where? Ah. She's pregnant. That could be the update. She would have had the baby within the 8 months this happened. Let me search her. Oh, that's the wrong. It's been busy updating on September's campaign. First is baby photo. Our daughter was named after her grandmother, which ended up being very fitting because she was born the night before Christmas. Her grandmother. Second is what's next. Not much substance there with the recent rise of popularity and controversies around my extended family. There's been some extra attention on me. Stay tuned for announcements in the coming months. Okay, we also got to look at Grandma Clara. This could be a Clara. Okay. Oh. Little Bubba! Adorable little Santa hat. His wife's given the signature thumbs up move for her campaign. Boom. Okay, we can at least put these in. So we'd have Stephanie. Brian. She's politics. And then we got little Bubba, which is baby. Excuse me? There's a garland, but there's not. Oh, because baby daddy's Jones. There we go. And we got a... Oh no, no CL. Our daughter was named after her grandmother, which ended up being very fitting considering she was born the night before Christmas. Did they do an anagram of Clara? Colida, Catherine, Charles. Colida. You could do carol, like Christmas carols. No idea. Okay. I want to go back to him. Where is it? Here, because he had someone called Dave. Dirty Davy. It's not actual name. His birth name was David Fellows. Dirty Dave was 5 for his previous stage name. So records. There's one is apparently called Dirty Devil and Dirt Poor. Okay. Me too. I'm also dirt poor, lads. There's a mixtape. There's someone that would be revealed to be his own distant cousin Raina in a list of attractive women. Ew. He mentioned future prominent film and actresses. When reference to Raina was clumsily replaced by Dana, reference to the character or Dana. Oh. Oh. Okay, so his real name is David. Oh, there we go. Boom, boom. I gotta sneeze. Hold on. Excuse me. Booyah. Oh.
Has Clark reached out to you?
He did,
Well,
he did.
Let me give you a short history lesson about the last few months of my life. 3 different people contacted me, claiming that somewhere in their history, they might be Roottrees. First, that young man, the rapper. I ignored that one. He seemed dubious. But then I saw the news.
Honestly, it could be both.
I felt terrible. So I began helping the others. Because my doubts with Felix were so misfounded, I ended up putting too much faith in the second person that approached me. I went to the media prematurely. I admit my mistake there. But the third person who contacted me also had a credible case. Before I could help, the company got to them somehow. The fact that the family silenced them doesn't seem to fill me with hope when it comes to Clark's intentions. But you're making progress based on the leads he gave you. It's really hard for me to get a read on him. I'll let you handle it. I've sent you the case I've been working on, and some company records I managed to track down. The records are quite dense, but hopefully they're useful. Good luck.
Cool it is. I got something else to work with. But okay, so far, first... Is this not right? Why is that not right? Or do I just need like a 4 set? Oh well. Okay, we got first affair. We still got 2 things happening. There we go. Okay, we'll start here. Why can't I? This photo was given to by Sam Madsen. A woman named Regina Clementine came to her and claimed that her husband had confessed he thinks he's a Roottree. The details of this case can be found in your evidence. Stuart is the older boy wearing the vest. The woman in the photo is Mary Beth Clementine, a singer who may have had an affair with Miracle Roottree. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Okay. Let's go back. Did I write his name somewhere? Aha, I did. Well, let's just get rid of RoottreeMania. Miracle Roottree. Mary Beth Clementine. Stuart. Hold on. Is a singer. Stuart is her son. Wife could be Regina Clementine. Okay. Oh, that's suspicious. 6-piece produce genealogy genie. This is all the information I have about Regina Clementine nee Salazar. Okay. Wait. From New Orleans, Louise and her husband Stuart Clementine. Apparently the Roottree liars went after her since then. By the time I received the letter and called her, she told me she couldn't cooperate anymore. Her husband, who is a police officer... Okay. Never knew his father and told her he thought he might be a Roottree, but he's estranged from his family and didn't want to pursue it because he had no proof. She wrote to him behind his back. Normally, I wouldn't be sure, but she had some credible facts. Some of it I've been able to confirm. Stuart's mother was named Mary Beth Clementine. She was pretty well known in the 30s and 50s, a singer who went on tour to a lot of churches. You can look her up online. She's a pretty big proponent of adoption. Oh, he could be adopted. And she supports adoption. I know for a fact that she came to Blue County a few times. I remember her from when I was younger. And Regina said that Stuart told her that she always seemed to spend a lot of time at the Miracle Church. Sent me a photo to prove that she says who she says she is. I've attached this email. Saving a tree and not printing this in. Okay. I'm confident. Oh, there's many. Okay. Let's not start that just yet, or I'm gonna get myself confused. Oh, there's adoption here too. So it's possible this could be Miracle. There's too much happening there, so I can't confirm that. Okay. Let's do... Singer popular in the years she traveled around the country. The only one you found mentioned was a cover of He's Got the Whole World in His Hand, released under the label New Edison. Okay. Maybe music? No. One thing Mary Beth was known for was her adoption. She listed on many sites that mention adoption and history of adoption. She adopted 2 children in the late 1940s, Stuart and Mark. Oh, so it's possible one of them isn't. Oh. Hey ho. Okay. Mary said she adopted Stuart and Mark. She also spoke as an advocate for benefits of adoption in front of the United States Congress, who were convened to debate the first adoption of an African American child to a white family in the United States. She was specifically there to detail her experience going through the system to adopt Stuart. Her other son was adopted later, and according to a single line, not adopted size under unusual circumstances. Oh. Unusual adoption. In 1959, it serviced. Oh wait, I can probably get rid of this dude. Yeah, you're done. She was specifically there to. Service Mary Beth had been twice divorced, both times to her manager Sterling. Okay, manager Sterling. Mary's ex is Sterling. This ended her career with the religious audiences she'd been catering to, and while she performed occasionally since then, she mostly faded into obscurity. She passed away in 1994. It's possible there's this. Now that there's like 2 kids in the mix, this is more likely. Miracle? What was his job? Oh yeah, he's just a preacher. And she was Mary Beth Salazar. She was a singer. Oh, musician. Sterling Clementine. I don't have a photo of him, which means I can Google him. Oh, bugger. What happens if I... Oh, no! Where is her name? Maybe Clementine. Copy. Welcomes Mary Breath with open arms. His eyes on the sparrow. Now I'm very different upbringing and no secret my own as some source of struggle. Family's fortune does me no good as a landlord, so much better than spreading his word, and I felt kinship with Mary ever since I heard her voice. The second visit a few years later, the article mentioned that her first visit was a massive success, an Insistent Miracles congregation. It also mentioned that the unusual circumstances of her second son's adoption prevented her from touring recently, but doesn't clarify. That's actually another thing, because their age order. So this is Stuart. Clementine. This is Mark. Clementine. So he's the one that's got up for suspicion. Okay. Business? No. Oh, we did Butler County. Nothing about Mary Beth herself. Pickety. Starlet. Okay, we'll try. Maybe no. Okay. We'll have to try something else. Okay, I need to go back to the evidence. What am I missing? I don't want to go to that big one just yet, though. Photos. An orange. That's cool, I guess. We could look into this picnic. Why can't I zoom in? We've got a picnic, and he's got a drink. Roottree family picnic. Copy. News time. Pickety. Maybe no. What did he say in his interview? So she used to be a secretary. She went to 16. She worked the register. Ah! She worked the register. What kind of job would that be? So she wasn't a secretary. Retail? Retail, cashier. There's no hospitality. So she worked the register. Should have been a cashier. There we go. There's one. Okay. We got more happening here. We could try and look into their name. Oh, no, no, no. This is Regina. Duh. Regina. Nee. Oh god, what was it? Oh no. So she would have... I messed up. Okay. Regina Salazar. She's not a Salazar. Where's the top one? Unknown. So we don't know her last name. And he's a police officer. Okay. Reasonable. How would I get her last name though? Let me go back to searching. Marbeth. He's got the whole world in his hands. I'll try that again, but here. There we go. No. New Edison? Small record label based in Los Angeles that existed for a few years in the 40s. Sterling Edison. Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay, that's new. Its biggest claim to fame is being sued by the estate of Thomas Edison in Edison Records versus Edsel. You also find a new reference to New Edison and Mary Beth Clementine on sites about old records. One collector says that the Holy Grail is a re-release of the Old Rugged Cross, says that the first edition was originally published before she legally changed her name. Another site claims that the police have been called to New Edison Records after its owner, Sterling, got in a physical altercation in public leading to a divorce. There were no cited sources or evidence at the site. Send me your stories about old. I'll add them to the page. Okay. So we want to do Sterling Edison as well as this. Popular hymn. You won't find much online. Okay. Okay, I'm going to need something else for Sterling, aren't I? Start from the top. Oh, and 1 month had quite an overlap. There are countless advertisements for various covers of pop songs. When you scan the results for anything other than an advertisement, you do find a very brief blurb when New Edison was sued by Edison Records. By the time the magazine had covered it, it seemed that the lawsuit was settled out of court and New Edison was destined to shut down. The owner, who went by Sterling Edison, said he'd likely create a new record company, but there's no evidence anywhere that he did, and that was the last mention of him in MMM. New Edison Records. Named by Thomas Edison. Copy. Fun case because the name of the lawsuit was actually the biggest problem for the person being sued. A record producer who called himself Edison was immediately outed as not actually being named Edison. Ooh. Edsel was a German last name, and at the time of the founding company was at war with Germany. Ah, okay. So once again, his name is wrong. It's actually Edsel. Sterling Edsel. So if I do... No. Whatever he got to after he was sued by Edison Records no longer seemed noteworthy. Ooh. Pickety? Silver screen? Ah, interesting. Okay. Hmm. Okay, we want to go back to when she no, not you. She changed her name. No. Where do we have that? I could try it here. See if they give us some more. It was first read by the sisters as a Marybeth Quaker. There we go. That's her last name. Boom, boom. Okay, okay. And then she changed her name, and that would be what the boys grew up with. Ah. Okay. Well, now we can search up these two at least. Oh, we'll keep their last names at least. Stuart. Isn't the popular of a last name when you manage to find Stuart coming to one of the many names on the emergency services website in New Orleans? He's a police officer. He has no web presence. Okay. Mark? Ah. Bugger. Crocodile Clementine is listed on the website the infamy list. Ooh. Though Mark's nickname would imply he hails from Florida, a lot of others on this come from there or Australia. Mark is as being from Los Angeles. Ooh. There's very little known about him being the basket baby of 1950. Most everything else comes from his adulthood. He lost his job as a pilot in a British airline when he tried to board the wrong airline's plane. He was drunk and tried to trespass and assault. He was arrested for transport and smuggled animals over the Canadian-Mexican borders. Ooh. He was apparently quite successful for the first 4 years, but was caught when he had to make an emergency landing in Portland after he was bitten on the foot by a crocodile, hence the nickname. Apparently, the Portland Telegraph is credited as having given him his nickname. His mugshot was from his incident has been added to your photos. He was arrested on parole, but his freedom didn't last long. He was arrested in 1994 in San Diego for violating an attempt to visit his daughter's graduation. Oh, he's got a daughter. He famously punched the principal, a man named Billy Sims. This incident received national press. Oh, so this is a good one. Why, hello, Billy. How are you? Okay, let's pop that in. And he's a pilot. Wait, no, we definitely have 1, 2, 3. So this is wrong then. Maybe he's not a pilot. Maybe he's... No, he's definitely pilot. Anywho, let's make some notes. I need to make a new one. So we got Mark Clementine, pilot, basket baby of 1950, crocodile Clementine, Billy Sims. Okay, let's try with the basket baby first. A gospel singer named Mary once found herself dealing with a real-life baby Moses. Apparently she was rather a prominent supporter of the concept of adoption, and someone decided to test how much. They left the baby on her doorstep in a basket. According to the sites, she adopted him without question and raised him as her own. Although it wasn't national news in many circles, he became known as the basket baby. And he even went on tour with her as he grew up. None of the websites state who the woman or baby were, more likely to prevent people from looking into either one of the people too closely. In context, you know it's Mary Beth Clementine, who would later be shunned due to her personal life, and her son Mark, who would later be known as Crocodile Clementine. Ooh. Okay, what was... We could do Billy Sims. Principal had his 50 minutes of fame when he was punched by Crocodile Clementine at a graduation ceremony. Pretty much every news organization from trustworthy tabloids seemed to have their own take on the altercation. Ooh. Billy saw Mark hop onto the graduation stage and said, "Sir, you'll want to sit down and we'll have a problem." At that point, Crocodile reportedly sucker punched him in the face. Billy, apparently only slightly dazed, said, "Alright, sir, I guess we have a problem." Clementine tried to throw another punch, but Sims anticipated it and performed a maneuver that spectators described as a wrestling move mixed with backward somersault, which immediately brought both men to the fore, with Sims straddling Clementine, keeping him neutralized. As security arrived, the recording captured someone asking, "How did you do that?" And Sims responded famously, "Trust me, I'm as surprised as anyone." Okay, that's kind of funny. Okay. We could try this new news story. Oh, new one added. Let's prove the nickname. Crocodile. Who's flying weekly between Los Angeles Juarez and Vancouver. Flights are low. It's only caught because he was bit by a crocodile on the leg. Okay. What else have I got here, though? Well, he's married, and he's got his own kids, and he definitely has a daughter at least, because she's graduated. Okay. Is there anything in Sims? Sandstone Canyon High School. That's something. So his daughter was from there at least. There we go. His daughter attended. Matter of fact. Top of the fence. Okay, if you got national attention. Oh yeah, we did that, okay. Seems redundant. Okay. Team Blast. We did Piketty. Was once arrested for throwing a Molotov cocktail at a company was found to be testing their products on animals. According to the police paperwork, Crocodile Clementine's bail was paid for by Torcito Jacobson. It was fairly expensive. He read other students showed up as his daughter Mary was graduating that night. Okay, so we've got a Mary Clementine now. That makes sense. That makes sense. Got news time. I'm going to do the most interview Sims' wife, Sims' wife, Carla. Lord staff members, but they hunted down Colleen Webb, Mark's ex-wife. There we go. Ex-wife is Colleen Webb. According to the section with Colleen, she and he met when he worked for an airline. She worked in an airport newsstand. He was a drinker and would often Wild Mood Springs. When he was charged with assault of a fellow pilot and lost his job. They divorced. At the time, she was pregnant with their second daughter, two daughters, but she needed to get out before things got worse. She left him and moved to San Diego to live with her sister and told her oldest that her dad had to fly planes for the army. She raised them both by herself, and although she never went through the trouble of changing their names legally, they used the web name so that nobody could connect them to her husband. Ooh, okay. We've got a choline, we've got a web. And one of these is Mary. Yeah. So I guess going as Mary Webb. Boom. Web on the web. Haha. Personal travel diary. Mary's service include booking flights and cruises. Almost all of them involve extremely niche audiences. Sees Mary as a #1 agent when it comes to spiritual vacations aboard ghost ships and in specific hotel rooms that are said to be haunted. She also has a dedicated section for most traditional modern cruises that cater to specific groups such as fans of boy bands. Ooh. Trips she's personally taken or excursions. Also pictures of ships, hotels, landmarks in the place. Actually mentioned the day. Ooh, okay. Where? So this is Mary. But of an alleged ghost ship from the 1800s. It was lost at sea. Or paranormal travel agency. Okay. Fans love to tour and come up with their own paranormal films. A company called Corporate Composition Photography is listed on the top left. Ooh, so that's important. Mary Webb. Control V. Then we have Paranormal Travel Agency. And Web on the Web. Boom. Did I take the photo? There we go. Let's try web on the web. We got that. Okay. No, this one. Hop. Ooh, this one in. Ooh. Bigotty? Portland? No. Okay, we can try the other one at least. Copy. San Diego. Companies mentioned on the photography site with some IRC chat logs. On them, Val, the former head photographer from corporate, did a Q&A with their users. Quite technical, not only seem relevant, but generally go over your head. One of the questions, however, mentioned that Val was on the cover of Telephoto and asked about Iraq. The question was quickly shut down by a person running the Q&A. What does Val does not wish to answer questions from his phone journalism days, nor does he want to talk about LBP. What? What is LBP? Val. What's telephoto? And then LBP. Okay, let's look at this LBP first. I want to know what that is. Ooh. there's 2 photography ones. So it's either luxury bridal photography or Lincoln baby photography. Okay, let's start down the list. Seems located in Ireland, is owned by Nicholas. He goes by Nick Luxury, by that's his real name. Very likely he's right to what you're looking for. Okay. That's a good hint then. Okay. So the other option. Solidly as mentions of Val, an award-winning photographer on the page. It's business in Beacon, New York. And on the side it has a picture of a baby. Camera caption, Cam Lincoln, reaching for his namesake. I guess he takes after his father, Val. Bottom says copyright 1988, 2010. Val has a son called Cam. Okay, don't know how that ties in, but I have a little baby. Reaching for his namesake. I guess he takes after his father, Val. Okay, how does that... I don't know how that works. Okay, let me go back. We can go back to this. Copy? Yeah. No. Try that new one at least. No. Bugger. Try Val. Cover of telephoto. No. Okay, it's not that then. We'll try here. What's telephoto then? Oh, alright then. We can do that. Lincoln. So off a Lincoln baby. Okay. Oh, wrong one. Val Lincoln. That's not right. Lincoln. Something called Cam. Valerie Lincoln, a realtor in Michigan. Oh. I can put him here at least. Telephoto film featured one of his photos. Bum bum bum. Focused on the photos, Val Lincoln of photography went overseas during Desert Storm. He won the Sepia Award. Ooh. Val got a start in high school where he took a photography class because, in his own words, he couldn't decide what else to do and thought it would be the best career in the world to shoot for Playboy. But he quickly found he had a knack for it and began to skip lunch and his free periods to spend more time in the darkroom. After graduating, he tried to pivot to landscape photography, but didn't have any passion for it. I work much better when I'm trying to tell a story of a person or object. Ooh. Most people wouldn't call it lucky to go on an active war zone for no pay, but he bought my plane tickets, all my meals, and even pulled some strings so we could rush my passport. That does seem a bit good. For someone that had never had a real job or even left California, it was a hell of a break. Val was only 19 at the time. The photo depicts Lisa Clementine, who lost an arm in the Operation Desert Sabia. According to the article, women were not subject to direct combat, and Lisa was in a vehicle at the time. The vehicle had to pull over suddenly when the road ahead was partially destroyed, and she and a fellow soldier were severely injured by a landmine. Oh, she's got the Clementine name. I ran into Lisa just after her surgery and took this picture. Then until she shipped out, I kept finding excuses to go back and take more pictures of her. I guess it was fate because that's the photo that won me an award, got me into the magazine, and also led to my engagement. Just earlier this week, she agreed to become Mrs. Lincoln. Ah, okay. Then I can change this up. And if there's definitely a baby... So this was... Cam Lincoln. We had a Clementine. Oh god, what was her name? Lisa. Oh, bugger. Lisa. Then we have Val. Lincoln. She was in the war zone. I think I'm gonna have to read that again. Baby. Dune. Boom, boom. 4 more, baby. Booyah. She's still not logged in. Oh, her last name. I'm going to have to figure out what her last name is. Balls. Okay. Yeah, but let me finish this. We need to figure out what she's doing. Lisa Clementine. Her married name? She lost living to the storm? Yes. She was some point as a professor at West Point Military College classes. On Sarpin mentioned that she had a passion for military from a very young age, which erroneously believing that family member was an Air Force pilot. While she later learned that to be untrue, passion remained. She joined ROTC in the high school. From there, she enlisted. After returning to Storm, she earned her degree. Okay, so she is a professor. There. And then this would be Mary Clementine. But we have no idea. Just that she graduated. Okay. What's that? This lady? So that's Mary. What does she do again? Web on the web. Travel agency. Travel agent. Boom, we got, okay, 2 more. We need to go back to Joanna. Yeah. Trying to find it. Where is 5Ps? Felix Fellows? We could try looking into the others at least. Wait, what time is it? Okay, cool. I've got like an hour left with you guys. Just chill. So this bad boy. Okay. Whew. You were given some partial information. You're not sure how helpful it would be, except for cross-referencing guys' secretaries and visits overseas. Spider searching people just because they're listed in these books will likely be very time-consuming and a waste of your time. Leader is Zach Morden, Special Man Ernest Madsen Jr., Edward, Lloyd, Carl, Elizabeth, Eli, Fred, Albert Douglas, Roottrees, Julian, Joanna Robertson. Okay. That's a Joanna. Wait. Robertson. Okay, that's a possibility. Let me keep reading. Robertson. Oh, Joanna's. No, that's number 2. Oh, and then under... Oh, it'd be under Guy, so the name has to match. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, that's definitely confirmation. And a Christine Garland has been hired. Did you get with a Christine as well, mate? Is that what I'm learning right now? My lord, okay. There's also those Elizabeths. There's a Cravensworth. A Pharaoh. Oh, and a Christine. Oh, bugger it. And a Christina Pharaoh. Same last name. Beth was also one. Oh god, now we got so many. Okay, let's see if I can do a purge at least. Oh yeah, I can get rid of this. He's been filled out. And we filled in on did we fill in Michael's? Yeah, we popped all of Michael's potential in. Oh, and this cleanse interest was rubbish. Okay, that narrows it down a little bit. That looks a bit nicer. We can just write names down. Okay, so we have here you go. Elizabeth Cravensworth. We also have a Beth Knox. Oh. And we also have a Pharaoh. Michael Crane? Okay. Okay, what's next? Zach would be retiring. Patrick Decker, Eli C. Ernest. Christine Pharaoh. Ahaharo. Oh, there's no A at all there. There we go. Joanna Fellas and Beth Knox no longer employed by Roottree. No longer listed. Amongst the second Christine to Garland. And Beth Knox is now retired. Okay. Guy Hudson took over. Volatile period. Places Zach. Elizabeth is no longer there. Rafton is now listed. Christine is no longer there. Elizabeth Farrow again. Ford. True divorce, travel expenses. That's a lot. Okay. Volatility continued. Douglas, Edward Morrison, Rob Andrews, Richard Watts, William Sands. Lots more money. Guides and diets. The festival continued going along with any. Okay. Douglas, Todd, Sam Madsen, no longer employed by Rich. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, so we got a few new names and things. That's something. So we're mostly likely going to be filling in more of guys. Okay. Okay. Well, let me go back. So there was one of the Elizabeths was tied in to the here we go. The Antolis, Steve Garland, so we got Garland and Zimmerman's. Who did I not look at? Mark was sued by Steve. Can I do Steve? I can look at some of these names. So we got Gourmet for the Groovy and Kitchen Tales. Okay. Wait, what am I doing? Make this easy for us. Copy. Nothing. Oh, that's all the same. Okay, I'm gonna try Kitchen Tales. Ooh, book editor Mark Zimmerman of success. One book collector states that the publishers were unprepared for the demand. Ooh. Alternate medicine writing focuses on cooking. She says if you switch out salt water in the recipe for a mix of 2/3 spring water and 1/3 filtered seawater, it tastes great. Okay, what's this? The plated loaf. For 2 years, Flora and Yates flirted. They grew their friendship and compared recipes and combined knowledge. She loves his salt and pepper beard. He adored her rosemary cheeks. They thought sweetly about one another. But he was one day whisked away, conscripted to bake the army's bread. And by the oil of the lamp, Flora's tears began to salt her bread. The recipe asked for reader to combine flour, yeast, sugar, olive oil, and rosemary. Combine the salt and water together. It was 10 to 12 years later that they met again, seemingly by fate. Flora's unique dough had earned her position as the king's personal baker. Yates had found success as well. He baked for the kingdom's 45 diplomats. One day they returned from the Dutch Isles with a gift, 450 unbaked loaves, and were sent to the palace bakery to teach a method that required no kneading. Allow the dough to proof for 10 to 12 hours, then spread it out and let it sit for over 45 minutes. Next, prepare a Dutch oven preheated. Upon seeing Yates, Flora had been delighted and distraught. She felt as if she was torn in two. She had not been made aware of the gift and had already prepared buns for the palace ovens. She wished to greet Yates warmly, but was struck by fears that he'd be unable to bake with her, that she'd face retribution for being unprepared. She cried to Yates, adding more salt to her dough. Yates eased her pain, insisted she had no obligation to prepare for a return she thought impossible, but he shared her fear of retribution. He knew if they did not solve her predicament, they'd miss her final chance to bake together. In the end, instead of wallowing in the present, they worked together to shape the future. They twisted and entwined their doughs and baked them as one. Thus they were born the plaited bread loaf. Word quickly spread of this new delight, the king's decree on royal parchment, what it would be considered a delicacy. Bankrolled by the king, Flora and Yates spent their days baking together. They travelled for 45 years and settled down for 15 more. Their souls were golden with no regret. Well, damn. Okay. What a pain in the butt. Let me try. Can I get another copy of that? Mark Zimmer? And it was, what was it? Kitchen towels. Re-release is garnishing the truth. Oh, we can do that. Oh. No, I'm just a dummy. Oh, that also didn't work. Can I Google it? Going to Garland and Zimmer. So actually quite sad as the duo agreed to promote it on the daily daytime talk show. There've been multiple printings since. Ooh. So I put it as Garland and Zimmer. First week's series acknowledged from Steve versus Christine. Thank you for everything. You support means the world to me. The apple of my pie. The second is to James and Robert. You're becoming amazing men and incredible chefs. I guess I'm a good teacher. The final is to Mark Zimmerman. You proved my storytelling approach to recipes could be popular. Without you, this book couldn't exist. There's two options here. Interesting. I first met Steve in 1978 when he taught a cooking class. The next time I saw him was over a decade later when he was suing me for stealing his recipes. We settled it in a brew house over a game of darts. At the end of the game we agreed we both rather win a ton of money. I just moved to Boston so we could hang out. So if you're browsing this book at a bookstore, please buy a book. We need more money for when the free beer runs out and the bookstores probably use the sale. Okay. I gotta write these down though. Where? Here we go. Steve the chef, James and Robert. Good teacher. I'm guessing are their sons. Okay. Then there's also this brew house. Former President of the United States. Few listings mentioned Garnishing the Truth. Local regular Stevie G wrote a book about food. Kids joints. Food dye. Fry dye. Restaurant. Watching one more in-depth recipes. Explains not full restaurant. Does the front door. It's not my Boston homepage. Oh, we can do that one. Everyone's space seems to just link random sites right to Boston. Ah. It says Wicked Overrated, saw it in the chef's signature, so went. Oh, is that another TV show or something? Or magazine? Magazine! Oh, okay. Yeah. Where? So we could do Garland? Ah. No. Stevie G? No. Worth a shot. Worth a shot. Okay. Well, I don't know how that's gonna work. Elizabeth? The secretary? No. Well, they're still married. But it says 2 boys. Now I don't know. What time is it? Okay, I've still got a bit of time. Oh, changing in my seat. What is a loose end? Oh, Sicily? What do we have for her? She did some pick-a-tree stuff? Okay, we can look at pick-a-tree. Nope. What does that do? Talk to a fish, article, cancelled book. Okay. I don't really know how to do that. Demonic fish. Talking toy fish. Not sure. I don't quite know. That's the fall. Roottree factory. So there the garland. Christina Pharaoh. I don't know. Do you guys have any ideas? Yeah, these are connected. Oh well, I can at least pop some things in here. Steving, I guess. Garland. Christine. Pharaoh. I guess she was a secretary. Who are the boys? James and Robert. I don't know what order they're in. There we go. We got names at least. I don't know where else to go from there though. Okay, I'm gonna try something else for now. Why, hello Dan! How are you going, my honey? You having a good day? Hold on, let me also... shout to you. What's the go? I'm currently stuck and I don't know what to do. So we're going to try... something else. She has some... we still need to figure out how this lady did stuff. Guy. You're good, just vibing your last day off work today? Oh, hell yeah. I hope you enjoy that. Sadly, I have to work tomorrow. Oh, what's this? Oh, we don't care about this. There we go. But nice. I hope you can have a relaxing day then. A relaxing day then, my dude. Beat me to it? Yeah. All good. I'm pretty fast on the weird ones. Because, you know, I ain't paying for no viewers. I need money for that. Walking toy fish. Very conspiracy theory. We don't have anything from the past, do we? Ah, there was a conspiracy theory dude, but I don't remember his name. What do you mean? I'm being paid to be... Who's paying you? Because it ain't me. I wish I had money to pay someone else. But nah. I might have to Google what his name was. I don't remember the name of the dude. Did I have anything? No, not here. Back here. This one? No. This was one I never picked up before. No, we never read it. It's fine. No, I don't think this had any. Bam. Okay. I am going to Google the name of this dude that I need because I don't know what it is. But I know I'm gonna need it. And I can't see previous game histories. Big yawn too. I was getting sleepy, lads. One sec. Rootrees are dead. Conspiracy theorist dude. Ah! Tom? Overwood. Roottrees. Business accounts reached 7 digits. Yay, good for him. Okay. Then we need statistically we have many profile people who have died in families, odds are known by fate. Guy's not dead, fearing, and where's my eyes have opened. One of his post details that Ron Roottree is still in charge. Gwen Rootree's death was fate, and that Clark was under there to throw people off. Ooh. Another is rapper 5P, can't possibly Roottree. One of his first 5 albums, when he was performing under the devil name, actually mentioned that he wanted to have sex with his cousin. They're apparently in Alabama. Just kidding. I don't actually know if that's legit or not. Not even Sam Madison's bed. The author isn't real. It's an anagram for a madness. But next year is a leap year and Overwood is going for funds. Okay. What's this? Guy's not dead. We can do that one. Guy's not dead. Stems from a website that focuses on clues. The story country website is that Guy Hudson was a terrible president and introduced multiple failed products. Something needed to be done, so they killed him off and replaced him with a new president. Thank you for the hydrate, my dude. I'm gonna have me some water. Thank you. Oh, actually, Dan, while we're here, I need to show you a new cool thing, which I'm still trying to fix. It's not quite perfect. Is it gonna work? No? Oh, almost. Oh, ah! Why is it not working? There we go, my hands! I have hands! But they're kind of glitchy, and they don't work right. Guys. For help? Okay, so we've got some more stuff. Oh. Oh, the missing interview. Boom, boom, boom. You claim to have paid a significant amount to write a book about Guy Hudson. Yes, I met him on New Year's Eve, actually. The last night, Guy liked to throw big parties. I was coming off Changed Men. And looked for my next project. When his wife learned who I was, she invited me to the party. It's the first time anyone recognized me from my work. I noticed that the made him interesting was allowed to say chop, 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 snip, snip, anything else. Oh, okay. What was the stuff that made him interesting? Not complicated. In fact, you could boil him down to 2 traits. He wanted to be seen as the second coming of the great Elias. Never sacrificed living the life needed to be seen that way. He has fortune, good looks, and he'd really like to exploit that to pick up women. But he couldn't let anyone else know, so it cost him a lot to cover it up. He was James Bond trying to convince people he was Mr. Rogers, I guess? Maybe that's not the best metaphor, but Elias was boring as hell and all about family. Guy did everything he could to be seen that way. After I submitted my first draft, he sent me this garbage book, The Roottree Legacy, with Elias on the cover. The last time he and I met, he'd even switched out his orange suit for the same green one Elias wore. I should write that down. The Roottree Legacy. Oh wait, no, I can get rid of this because it was completely false. Tree Legacy. Okay. And remember fancy flavors? Guy knew that part of Elias's legacy was the 5-piece flavors. That's what Guy tried to do too. Caviar was a disaster, but actually somewhat popular in Brazil for whatever reason. In Christmas, he went to Brazil to open the Roottree Brazil factory. Oh, we have that somewhere. Oh yeah, Roottree factory in Brazil. There we go. How come the book never came out? It's complicated. I had an out in my contract. Surprisingly, Guy signed the contract. My lawyers wrote without running it by anybody in his legal document. I could pull my name off the book at any time, but Guy still got the content after I left. Probably got a lot harder to convince any real publisher to give it time. Next page. I had to guess. Sam was very wise to put a stop to it. Do you know it's been serious about one copy of the book? It had my name on it in big, shiny, embossed letters. Like all problems, and nice throwing money at me was his attempt to win me back. But I had half the page count and the narrative was torn to bits, and no thanks. The dinner was good, imported steak. He sent his mistress Susie. Oh, he had a mistress called Susie. mistress called Susie. Susie. Poor. He sent his mistress to proposition me. Poor girl, I remember her from our trip overseas. She was too good for him. Anyways, he died soon after, and that was the last it ever came up. Skim section of guys see why people were suddenly calling me up to ask about it. The man, she did well for what she had to work with. When dealing with Roottree Brazil, but I actually had people who went to Australia, France, and China too. Despite especially got the whole truth. The daughter of his business partner in Australia, I think her name was Robin. He and she definitely spent a few nights together and didn't want his family to know about it, but I did. Oh, we got a Robin too. Boom. Got things wrong. Guys affairs and treats them like most people would logically think to treat them. Like the infidelity was a problem for Patricia. When his wife first approached me though, it wasn't a talk, if you get my meaning. On paper and in public it was a marriage like any other, but in reality it was more of a mutually beneficial arrangement. They both got what they wanted. Oh. I'm sure I only spelled it out so you can get it in writing for your readers. Women. Patricia enjoyed the company of women and the swinger scene made that more accessible. I told her I wasn't interested in her and Guy. I found out later if I'd said yes, her next question would have been whether or not her husband actually had to be there too. Guy, on the other hand, was seen in a traditional marriage and at the same time could bear to any woman that found him charming. I can assure you, I was exactly the type of marriage he was interested in. Okay, I feel much less bad about Guy if his wife was in on it too. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, we got photos now. Well, there's Guy. Oh, I see a picture. Boom, boom, boom. Came forward. Not labeled as individual photos. Both photos were, it said shared label. Cicely was provided these photos. In the background, there was a Christmas tree. Okay, okay. I see 3 photos. Technically 4. Yeah, it doesn't really help. But we got new photos for the lads. Where are they? Here you go. That's definitely you. Where's Guy's name? There's one for you. One for you. So we have a Christmas party. Who had a Christmas party? Someone had a Christmas party. Who was it? Okay. Retirement party. November. It's possible it's Katrina. We could try for Katrina. Christina Farrow, she was a secretary. She could be a secretary? Oh, well there we go. We'll let the game do it for us. We got any bonuses? Just the pics. Booyah. Oh, okay, got more stuff.
Sam reached out to me finally. I think I have you to thank for that one.
Okay.
My family's in a bit of a rough patch. Even though the candy is selling better than ever, everyone is fighting over the trust. The majority of us want to dissolve it. On paper, it seems like the right decision. The arguments about what to do next are endless and heated. More than a few Roottrees are worried about losing their wealth.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't think we deserve it more than anyone else. I love my family, my wife, my daughters, even my son, who I hardly ever get to see.
That's
I
fair.
want to keep them safe and secure, but I didn't do anything to deserve this fortune. Hell, I probably deserve it less than most. It took me way too long to get my life together.
Okay.
Okay, enough about me. Here's the deal. I can't stop the majority from voting one way or another. If you keep passing along potential Roottrees, I'll keep adding them to the list. On the other hand, there's been some leaps forward in genetics.
That's true.
It may sound like science fiction, but we can actually determine who's in the family just by testing their DNA. What you've done so far has been very useful. Just keep filling out the tree and we'll prepare for the tests.
Okay. Okay, that's not a bad fit. So we still got to figure out her kids. But yeah, completely fluked that one. Which means we have a few more to go through. Okay. It's possible because Guy's involved. They're possibly this combo. I have no idea who it is. Oh, we still got the kid version. Yeah, that's him. Oh, did I mix these two up? I thought that would have been... But he is the manager. Okay, well I got that at least updated a bit.